Welcome to the very first episode of Flirting with Faith. I'm Alina.
And I'm Nick.
This is Nick. Isn't he cute? I think he's adorable. Anyway, so you guys may be wondering, what happened to Conversations with Nick and Alina? What's with this amazing new set?
A lot of things have happened in the last year, and we haven't released an episode of Conversations with Nick and Alina in a long time. Should probably actually figure out when that was, but it's fine. Anyways, we're here.
It's just a thing.
So much has happened, and we are going to dedicate a few minutes in this little micro episode, this little mini episode to...
So I guess this isn't like the first full episode.
Yeah, this isn't really the full episode.
So I lied. Sorry.
It's okay. Have mercy. Have mercy.
Culpa.
It's okay.
Also, we forgot to mention the title of the show. What's up with that?
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Thank you for bringing us back to that. So what's up with that? It's on the word letterboard back here.
What up with that? What up with that?
So the reason for that name is like a lot of our patron base, a lot of our fan base, our followers online, they've probably, I know that they've been wondering because they've reached out, what's up with that? Like, where the frick are you guys right now online?
Where's Conversations with Nick and Alina? Where's Daily Word?
So what's up with that? So here's what's up with that. So what's up with that? We were inspired to name this episode "What's Up with That?" This ministry update episode because we are huge fans of Saturday Night Live. Let's be honest about it.
I only watch it because you watch it.
I'm a bigger fan. And there's one particular sketch that they do on a somewhat recurring basis. It's called "What's Up with That?" And I can't help myself. I laugh like a little child every single time, and I just get giddy about it because it's so funny to me. So
I was inspired to name this episode / mini episode on that because it's funny and we want to keep things light. And I know everybody's curious about what's going on.
It's true.
So what's up, Nick?
So here's where we're at now. Gosh, where to begin?
Nick.
Last year we were doing a house concert, and when we do house concerts, we towards the end of it, we pass out like these little...
Towards the end of it, we pass out.
We just completely black out. No, that isn't untrue. I mean, doing concerts drains us, but I mean, we love it. It's like life-giving and draining because we pour ourselves into it. I always
feel like I have more energy afterwards. I don't know. I think weird.
I think that I feel that way like during the few moments immediately following it when we're like engaging with people. Yeah. And then afterwards, I just like, whew, man, I don't know.
Yeah, you do kind of get all introverted. And then I'm just like, let's tear down. Let's have a party. It's weird.
Well, I think it's because you are a fake introvert and I'm a fake extrovert. No, I'm a real
introvert.
Well, but it energizes you.
No. Here's what it is. The anxiety of doing an event is over. And I don't have to be in front of people anymore. So I'm like, I'm free. Okay.
Well, I'm definitely a fake extrovert.
You're an extrovert.
I love how we both have like these ways we identify ourselves and then we identify each other totally opposite.
Tea is making me hot.
I think it's just me.
No.
Flirting with faith. Flirting with faith. So anyways, we were doing this house concert and towards the end of them, we hand out these patron cards where we invite people to become patrons of Nick and Alina and like us as artists and evangelists. And this one guy on his card, when he turned it in, so we're going through them at the end of the night and we're collecting our things. And we noticed on his card, he wrote, "Why not NFP?" And I was like, I started to blush. I mean, so I had spent my last, 2+ years, almost 3 years, maybe 3 years, I don't know, working in the office, running the Office of Marriage and Family Life for the Diocese of Toledo. And so a very common
Don't
part.
bump the table.
I thought you just wanted to hold my hand.
Oh, that too.
Where was I?
Sorry.
You got me all flustered.
I'm really distracting today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I like it.
So you were working at the Marriage and Family Office?
Yes. And a very prominent part of our conversations in that field of ministry is this thing called natural family planning. Yeah. It's a way of discerning with God, like how your family will grow in the context of marriage and like offspring.
It's very prevalent among Catholics.
Yes. And so
we natural
family planning, and it has to do, with sex and like, it's like the Catholic alternative. It's not just Catholic actually, but it's a more like God driven alternative to, the contraceptive mentality
We should have an episode on that.
We should have an episode about that.
So
but anyways,
we thought he was talking about natural family planning, NFP, because that's the lingo that we talk.
Yeah.
But it's not.
So we found out later from people who are much smarter than us and much more adept at financial stuff, business stuff. And what it actually meant was, why not a not-for-profit?
Not-for-profit.
Not-for-profit.
Not natural family planning.
Right. And so it kind of, that one moment where that guy decided to write that on that card plummeted us into this rabbit hole of everything that has happened since that moment is a ramification of that one moment.
We had no intention ever of getting into the nitty gritty of having a non-profit.
Yeah, even the notion had intimidated us before because we're musicians and evangelists. We don't know the ins and outs of how those things work.
We don't do.
But what we didn't realize is that there are people that would love to contribute to things like our ministry, but would hold back because it wasn't a not-for-profit, and that they wouldn't get the tax benefits. And even if they did give, they might not have given as much as they would have if it were a not-for-profit because of the tax benefits. And so we started to go down the road of like developing a not-for-profit, but it was really just to create a mechanism for people to contribute that way. And little did we know what God had in store, because what has happened since then, totally differently than what we expected, is that now this not-for-profit that we developed is literally the nexus, like it's the center of all of the ministry we're doing. And it's actually expanded to a point where it is engaging a lot of different ministers and giving people a platform for their own ministries.
That's what I'm most excited about.
Right. The idea evolved from doing the daily word, but with different people developing the messages for each day, to now having a much more substantial offering. And it is this. We have 5 different podcasts that are going to release on every day of the week. So every day we have new content.
That's exciting.
And they're going to be super substantial. And they are being hosted, each of them, by amazing
phenomenal people
who have so much to offer, so much to say. We are thrilled. And I just, it's also a humility thing. It's like, I can't save the world. I can't do everything. And there are other people.
You can, Nick.
Oh, babe, thank you. There are other people that are a lot more capable than us at different topics that they specialize in. And why not bring those people to the table? Like literally this table, to
the round
table of Awaken. So we didn't get to the name yet. So now, this nonprofit, so technically on the business end, the nonprofit is called Awaken Missions, Inc. But the brand of our ministry, the brand of the message and the movement of what we've developed is called Awaken Catholic, because ultimately in our own lives, like God has awakened in us in different ways that we can get into in later episodes, awakened in us spirituality and relationship with Him in ways that before we were Catholic, we hadn't really tapped into, we hadn't accessed, we weren't open to. And now that we are Catholic and we are in this incredible journey, it really just awakened a different type of dynamic, a different fire, a different focus for our lives, for our hearts, and for our destinies, I think. Is that fair? That's very like high level. There's a lot more to get into on that.
Oh yeah. And we'll dig deeper as we go.
So we named it Awaken for that reason, is because we want to like invite others through the ministries of Awaken. We want to invite others into a similar awakening. So like people that have been sitting in the pews their whole lives, but they are just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, like lukewarm. Christ tells us not to be lukewarm Christians. He wants us to be Christians that are on fire, you know, hot water, not that icky lukewarm stuff. Like if you get a can of pop, you don't want it to be lukewarm.
Gross. Disgusting.
I mean, God doesn't want us to be
coffee's
cold.
Getting lukewarm.
I'd rather have cold pop than hot pop. So I guess pop doesn't work.
And if you're from a different region of the country, what she means by
soda?
pop is what you might mean by soda.
Weird.
Or carbonated refreshment. Anyways.
So if he was telling us to be tea, we need to be hot tea, not lukewarm tea. Oh, but iced tea is good too, though. Crap.
Tea
All
metaphors.
of my analogies are failing.
Tea metaphors are tight. These 5 shows, they're going to release every single day. And then on top of the full show, so each show is going to have an episode of about 30 minutes. And people are able to consume different types of content, different size of content. Everyone's got a different life situation. Maybe you have a commute that you're driving and you can listen to the audio version of each show as a podcast, or maybe as a family, you sit down and maybe that's your 30 minutes of TV a day that you just pop on the TV and you go to YouTube and you watch the Awakened Catholic YouTube channel. There's so many different ways to consume the content, which is part of the beauty of it. So not only are we going to release the full episodes that way where they can be consumed in a big chunk, but we're also going to release key highlights from each episode as little what's called micro content, both on YouTube and on the different social media platforms. And those are really great opportunities to share little snippets, highlight messages from each episode with your friends and family. And those micro content pieces then point people to the fuller episode.
Awaken is comprised of 2 parts. So part of our outreach is through the mission field of the internet. Like, that is a brand new mission field that we're tapping into now in this century of modern technology and whatnot. That is one of our passions, because so much of our communication with people is through social media and the internet and video.
It's where people are at.
It's where people are at.
And that's the other thing, is like reclaiming that landscape. So like the landscape of online social media can be so toxic and negative, and it's used so often to grandstand and virtue signal. And it's like these pieces of content that we're going to release for you are opportunities to change and reclaim the landscape to make it a positive and beautiful environment where we're sharing messages of truth and love. And the truth that is delivered through Awaken, and this is true across the board for each of the shows, and we've been very careful to instruct all of the different speakers and hosts of the shows in this, the truths that are communicated are not meant to be condemning, but more hopeful and beautiful.
Because that's what Christ
Right. The fullness of truth is beautiful. Like the gospel itself is beautiful. It's good news. That's literally what gospel means. It's good news. It can be
challenging.
Right.
It's not going to be an easy thing, but it's never meant to condemn or make you feel like you can't do it.
Yeah.
Because we can.
So to learn more about the different shows on Awakened Catholic, visit awakencatholic.org. And there's
some really cool stuff.
There is a lot of amazing stuff.
So excited.
What's interesting is, like, for us as the producers behind each show, we have to hear and watch the shows over and over again as we're editing and even just recording it. Yeah. And even after we've released the shows, like I'll speak for myself, I've listened to each of the first episodes of all of the different shows on Awaken at least 3 times, or watched them at least 3 times, because there's just so much to get out of them. Even for me as the guy that has to hear them over and over and over again while we're working on it, there's so much glory to be gotten from these amazing creators. This is a heavy endeavor. Like, what we're doing, we're not just trying to get smart people with a lot of good things to say out there on social media. We're trying to deliver it in a package that is appealing, that is beautiful and engaging. And I mean, that's why we created all of this, is like, we want it.
This has taken over my house.
It has. This is literally half of our house is now Awakened Catholic.
My children are sharing rooms.
It's true.
It's great.
But it's a huge undertaking. And so I'm just going to, like, shamelessly plug and invite you to consider joining what we've called the Awakened Nation. And the Awakened Nation is a group of people like yourself who see what we're doing and want to get behind it. There is nothing small about what we're doing. The gospel is too important. But some people who go into mission work like this, but in different forms, like, going out to Africa, or even like ministering downtown in whatever city you live in, there's a major risk that you undertake. Like, and even in the scriptures, we see like the invitation to let go of everything, to trust God and go out and serve. And in our case, and in this context, it's taken the form of saying, God, like, we trust you. We're going to invest into this. We're going to build this up because we want, like, what we want to share is important enough, which is the heart of Christ, the truth of Christ, and what his teachings really were and how that is meant to impact our lives. But similarly importantly, in a package that is appealing. Because if the truth is not appealing, then it's not the fullness of truth in a sense.
And the modern culture is so inundated with, it's got to be beautiful. It's got to look professional. And if it doesn't, then you see right through it. You're like, oh, wow, that's not quality material right there.
Yeah.
And our church, our God deserves like all we can give.
Yeah.
So,
amen. Well said.
And the other branch to Awaken Ministries is, so we do our internet outreach, but we also do events. So we do get that, not quite one-on-one, but we're with a community of believers reaching out to
journeying with them
through different retreats, different conferences. We do music, and we have a whole board of people who are speakers and musicians who are, right here with us. So if Nick and I were musicians and speakers, he's the speaker. I'm not so much a speaker.
Oh, you have a lot to say.
But if we can't do an event, then we have like a whole roster of people that are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd say I would go see them.
Yeah, and they can even be requested specifically. Like
They're
if your
awesome.
parish community wants to bring an Awaken event to your parish, then you can look at our roster of speakers and musicians and say, I'd love to bring that speaker and this
Everything
musician.
is online, awakencatholic.com, .org.
Either one will get you there.
.org or .com, both ways.
.org is technically the correct one.
Right.
Yeah.
And like we said, we are a nonprofit. So we have an awesome board that is with us, guiding us, helping us make all the right financial decisions. It's just been crazy because Nick and I are not skilled with taxes or anything like that, but God has put some amazing people with that knowledge in our path.
Yeah.
And they've supported us like crazy. I mean, it's like brought me to tears at some points because right when we thought, oh gosh, what are we going to do? Like God will just boom, here's somebody that's going to rescue you and that's going to like guide the ship in this direction.
Yeah.
And we're just like whistling along.
It's been a huge lesson in humility.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because none of this was our vision, which is kind of the coolest thing about it. Like when I left my full-time job in ministry, working for the diocese, the only thing we knew was that God wanted us to pour into the mission of evangelizing and producing music for him.
We didn't even know how that was going to play out.
We had no idea.
We had events set up at the time and we thought, okay, that'll sustain us for a while.
Yeah.
And then this just like blossomed. And that's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
When things just like I've said before, a really awesome song that you're writing, if you're a songwriter, if you're an artist in any sort, like when the Spirit is there working with you because it just kind of forms and blooms in its own way. And you look back and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's really
And that's
cool.
what happened here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly what happened.
And the other thing we've done is grown the team. And so we actually have 4 team members aside from ourselves that are making everything possible that you're seeing here, because it is quite an undertaking. And the whole principle behind this was that it wouldn't all be on us. And so we have Hannah McCutcheon, who is awesome.
Hannah.
And she's doing a lot of the video editing with us.
She's going to edit this right now.
Yeah, that's right. And we have Angelica Della Torre, who is also doing video editing, but she's also doing marketing stuff and some of our social media she's helping us with. And then we have Kevin Jory, who is working with us on some of our graphics, He's also a drummer. He's also
oftentimes he is our drummer.
That's right. Yeah, incredible musician, a great friend, and so he's working on graphics and thumbnails. What's called thumbnails for the YouTube videos, basically an image that you see in the feed, and then. Finally, Michelle Gillitzer is our events coordinator.
Love her. She's awesome.
She's great. She's done a great job. So she's the one that if you or your parish were to reach out to us, Michelle is the one that you would interact with in particular at first to set up the event and to work with our team in getting things ready. Michelle's great. So our team is comprised of awesome people, really, really great to work with. Ultimately, our hope is that in this new approach that God has so clearly inspired, that we will be able to, with our podcast, deliver far more substantial content than what we were able to do before with just doing the daily word.
We want to get deep.
Yeah, we want to get deep. We don't
want to do just surface level. Here's the Bible verse.
Right.
We want to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very excited.
There's a lot to be excited about.
There is.
And one final super important thing I want to say is that if you are in the Northwest Ohio area or near Northwest Ohio, we want to personally invite you to come to Night of Worship. Night of Worship is a monthly series of events that we started in partnership with the Holy Rosary Cathedral in Toledo. And it's such a phenomenal thing. Like, it was kind of hard to get started. We were still figuring things out. So if you attended the first one, like, it's nothing like that now. It's just so much better.
It's loud and scary.
It's a much more polished event now. And
polished. That's a good word. Good word. Good word.
So Night of Worship, it's an awesome opportunity where you get a speaker from the Awaken roster. So typically, because of who's local, we have myself and Andrew Reinhardt trading on and off every month, doing a talk at the beginning, and then Eucharistic adoration with the music led by us and our full band, incredible musicians. And so after the last one, so many people said it was the best one yet. And it just is a transformative experience. What are you doing with your sleeve?
There's a hole in my sleeve.
My gosh.
I'm trying to
Anyways,
hide it.
if you're in the Northwest Ohio area or near, I know of people that are driving something like 2 hours to be here for Night of Worship. So
That's awesome.
it is so worth it.
That's cool.
It's meant to be a mountaintop experience that like carries you through your month. And, to me, the idea is that it would help us remember throughout the month, like the glory of God and like the impact He can have in our lives because of that type of experience, being such an integrated part of our lives.
So if you like worshiping God, if you like adoration, if you love Jesus, you should come to Night of Worship. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are excited for Awaken Catholic. As of this week, we have a full roster of podcasts coming out. It's going to be fantastic. So thanks for watching this little update about What's Up With That. You going to sing it?
What's up with that?
Ooh-wee. What's up with that? What's up with that? All right. So thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. Tally ho. Thanks for watching this episode of Flirting with Faith.
If you're watching the show on YouTube, make sure to press the like button, subscribe to the Awaken Catholic YouTube channel, and turn on bell notifications so that you can find out when new episodes are released.
Also, it's super helpful if you could leave a review, preferably a nice one, on Apple Podcasts.
At Awaken Catholic, we're dedicated to bringing people to truth through beauty. This show and all the shows here on Awaken Catholic are only possible because of people like you.
You can become a part of what makes this all possible by making a tax-deductible donation for as little as the price of a cup of coffee a week.
To join the Awaken Nation, visit awakencatholic.org/join.